So it was very difficult. It is very, very difficult for a preacher to speak Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is bhakti. Then how can they speak about all these things? Recently, I heard this and I was very touched by it. So Bhagavatam actually gives one what they approach it with. For example, if you approach it as a karmi, you will get the karma pala of it. Okay? If you approach it like a person who wants to do dharma, it will give you dharma. Whoever approaches it in whatever sense, Bhagavatam gives them that. But a bhakta only approaches for nishkama bhakti. No desires, only bhakti. If you see the prayers, right, especially Gajendra Moksha or any other prayer, at the end there'll be one verse which actually talks about the falashruti of that prayers. It says, whoever reads Gajendra Moksha will not get a bad dream. Whoever listens to Prithu Maharaj's episode, they will get all the riches, right? Whoever listens to Bharat Maharaj, they will get this. There are a lot of falashrutis. As the Bhagavata school, which we recommend, which ISKCON is recommending, we are not interested in any of those falashrutis. We are only interested in bhakti. Nishkama bhakti. Nishkama bhakti means bhakti which does not have any cause or any expectation. And that's why it is important for us to know, when Sukdev Goswami was sitting there and giving this Bhagavatam, all kinds of people assembled. Bhagavatam is for everybody, but what you approach Bhagavatam in, it will give you that. It is exactly like Krishna. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo va tivrena bhakti yogena, right? If you have lot of kamana, also approach Krishna, approach Bhagavatam. If you don't have any kamana, also approach Krishna, approach Bhagavatam. If you want liberation, also approach Bhagavatam, approach Krishna, and they will give you that. Don't approach anybody else. Approach only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, approach Bhagavatam for that. So that is why the background is they want to understand who Parikshit Maharaj is, who Sukdev Goswami is. The first two cantos of Bhagavatam establishes what is the essence, what is the truth, who can read it, what is the qualification, what is the prerequisite to enter into Bhagavatam. It's all preliminary, but it is very important to understand. There are a lot of lessons, how we have to settle our mind, what do we have to expect out of Bhagavatam when we enter into Bhagavatam. Okay, with that, this chapter is about the birth of Parikshit Maharaj. They want to know who is the Shrota, who is the Vakta. Vakta is one who is speaking, Shrota is one who is hearing. Who is that? They wanted to hear. To whom to give this Bhagavatam? Why did Sukdev Goswami come to give this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj? What is so great about Parikshit Maharaj? That Sukdev Goswami, who doesn't come, who doesn't talk to anybody, has come to sit with him for 7 days and 7 nights with him. He doesn't come even 1 minute extra. He doesn't stay, Sukdev Goswami, in one place. He's such a transcendentalist. And such a person has come. Why has he come? For whom has he come? Right? That is why this chapter unfolds. It gives more details about the background of Parikshit Maharaj. We know it, but we will get into more details of it. With that, we can begin with the first purport. Is Prabhupada is giving the usually Prabhupada gives the chapter description. In this chapter, there was no chapter description. I was looking for it. It is not there. Instead, the first shloka itself, chapter description is there. So we can go ahead and read that. Anybody wants to read? Manjunath Prabhu, Prakash Prabhu, Manjunath Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Mathaji. Yes, Mathaji.
Go ahead, Prabhu. Go ahead. Hare Krishna.
The sages assembled in the forest of Naimisaranya inquired from Sutta Swami about the birth of Maharaja Parikshit. But in the course of the narration, other topics like the release of the Brahmastra by the son of Drona, his punishment by Arjuna, Queen Kunti Devi's prayers, the Pandavas' visit to the place where Bhishma Deva was lying, his prayers, and therefore thereafter the Lord's departure for Dwaraka were discussed. His arrival at Dwaraka and residing with the 16,000 queens, etc., were narrated. The sages were absorbed in hearing such descriptions, but now they wanted to turn to the original topic, and thus the inquiry was made by Shaunaka Rishi. So the subject of the release of the Brahmastra weapon by Aswatthama is renewed. Can I continue,
Very
Mataji?
nice. No, that's enough, Prabhu. That's enough. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So it is so beautiful. See, Prabhupada is bringing us back. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. He is bringing us back. See, actually the topic started long time ago, where in the third or the fourth chapter it started, the topic of who is Parikshit Maharaj, who is, Sukadev Goswami. There is a long list of how a listener should be, how a speaker should be, all that. And we had a little bit of background of who Sukadev Goswami was also. How he was born and he just went to the forest. His father was shouting, Sukha, Sukha, Sukha. He went behind him. All that we had studied, but in between we deviated. We deviated with all the topics that Prabhupada is talking about. How, Brahmastra was released, then Kunti Maharani's prayers, then Bhishma Pitamaha giving up his body, then, Krishna coming back and all those things. Right? We deviated from the topic. Now it's coming back. Now the Shaunaka Rishi, after hearing all that, they wanted to connect back to that original topic of who Parikshit Maharaj is. With that, with that background, suddenly you may think, why are we skipping? Why are we coming here? Right? So that's why I wanted to give you a background. It is always good to connect to the background because you will be able to connect the Leela. Otherwise, you'll be lost. You'll understand the Leela, no doubt in that. But it will be very difficult for you to understand what are we speaking here, right? So this is the 12th chapter where we are going to talk about the birth of Emperor Parikshit or Parikshit Maharaj. We've already studied little bit at a very high level we've studied, but we will study more in depth now. So the contents of this chapter are Shaunaka Rishi inquiring, secrets of the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, qualities of Maharaj Parikshit, the death of Maharaj Parikshit, glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. I told you why we are learning all these things, because we want to understand what is Bhagavatam. When you hear who is saying these to whom and the qualifications of these people who are talking about Bhagavatam, it actually glorifies Bhagavatam. When you talk about the devotees, what does that glorify? It glorifies Krishna. In the same way, when you hear the conversation, who is this person? What is the conversation? It glorifies Bhagavatam. At the end of it, you will see how Bhagavatam is glorified. And then departure of Yudhishthir Maharaj. How Yudhishthir Maharaj, when he heard about Krishna leaving, how he gave everything to Parikshit Maharaj. How did he prepare himself to give up all the Rajya, everything, and go because Krishna has left, right? That we will understand. So the first one, we already read the purport. Want to hear. So the essence of that first purport, what is the essence? The essence is when devotees are around, they only want to hear more about Krishna Katha, right? They are not interested in any other topics. Pure devotees, their mind and their heart and everything is totally in sync with Krishna. It is aligned with Krishna. And for them, Krishna Katha is the breath. It's very difficult for us to live without breathing, right? It is like that for pure devotees. If they don't hear Krishna Katha, they can't breathe. They will give up their life. right? So that is the essence of the first one, where they brought back Sutta Goswami to the original topic and said, please tell us more. Tell us more about, what was discussed, and how did Parikshit Maharaj come to the stage where he was able to listen to Bhagavatam. It also gives us a chance to understand why Bhagavatam is very important for us in our life. In what stage did he come to Bhagavatam? Why did he come to Bhagavatam? What is the priority of Bhagavatam in our life? It gives all those contexts when you see other people doing. See, it is very difficult for us to understand theoretically. But when you see another person's life, what they followed, why they followed, what results they got from that, it is very easy for us to implement. And that's why we are trying to understand in what mood, in what situation was Bhagavatam real to Parikshit Maharaj. Secrets of birth of Maharaj Parikshit. Birth saved him in the womb. So I have divided into birth and death. Okay, birth is what we all know, that yatra yatra Yogeshwara tatta tatta. Uttara put her hand up and she started running, and Mahayogin she called Krishna, and she said, "You are Mahayogi, and my womb is under turmoil because of the Brahmastra. The effect of it is on my womb, and I'm okay dying. I'm not afraid of death, but the child in my womb, I want to save my child. Husband is already gone, right? Now the only thing which for the entire Kuru dynasty, there is only one higher, that is Parikshit Maharaj. All have given up their lives. Draupadi's 5 sons have given up their life. Kuru, Duryodhana and all his 100 brothers, 99 brothers have given up their life. There's nobody left. Abhimanyu has given up. Uttara's husband has given up. Who will rule? Who will be the next king? That's why I want to save my child. I don't have any intention to live. I'm not scared of death. My husband is gone. She comes and cries to Krishna. 2 things we have to note there. What is she doing? She's actually trying to save the baby's life. She is not scared of dying, right? Devotees are never scared of dying because they've given up everything when they are alive itself. How have they given up everything? Because they know everything belongs to Krishna and we belong to Krishna. And this body is just like a clothes we are changing. It's a dying phenomena. Body means dying phenomena. You cannot have it eternally. That we'll understand. That is the greatest thing a devotee gets. While you're alive itself, you've given up everything. So at the time of death, there is no hold back for you. It's easy to release. Second thing she did was that all the people, all her father-in-laws, everybody were there. They're all strong emperors. Did she go to them to save her child? No. Arjuna was a great warrior, a great archer. She didn't go there. Whom did she go to? She went to Krishna. That is another life lesson for us. No matter what happens, the only person who is there to save us is Krishna. So those were the 2 things of the birth of Parikshit Maharaj. Now the death, will come to that. Because of the advent of Kali, Maharaj Parikshit, the king, is the protector of the helpless citizens and their welfare. Peace and prosperity depend on him. His downfall was inevitable for the Kali to rule. So what happened is Kali had taken charge. Kali can only succeed if Parikshit Maharaj dies. If Parikshit Maharaj continued to live, Kali Yuga wouldn't have come. Because he was such a powerful king that he would have taken care of his citizens. He would have taken care of all the bad things that were about to happen. He had kept Kali in boundaries. So for Kali to start his reign, or for Kali Yuga to start, the only person who was standing in between was Parikshit Maharaj. And that's why Parikshit Maharaj had to die. And it was the providence, or it was Krishna's will, because the Yuga has to move forward. People like us, Adhamas, have to be born in Kali Yuga and suffer through it, and then realize that this world has nothing for us. For that to happen, Maharaj Parikshit had to die. Okay, Maharaj Parikshit was a pure devotee of Lord Vishnu and could have invoked the curse by the mercy of the Lord. A pure devotee never asked the Lord for any undue favor. See, Parikshit Maharaj, as soon as he was cursed by Shringi, Shamik Rishi's son, he could have easily counteracted that. He could have easily counteracted. Let's quickly review what that pastime is. Does anybody remember what the curse that Parikshit Maharaj got? What was the curse given to Parikshit Maharaj?
He will be died from a snake bite.
Correct. Perfect. So who gave that curse? Prakash Prabhu, you want to answer?
Shringi Rishi Mathaji.
Okay. Why did he give a curse, Prabhu?
Because Parikshit threw the dead snake on him, when he was asking water, he has not given water, That's
Very
why
good.
he is.
So it was not Shringi, Shamik Rishi. Shamik Rishi, his father. Yeah, his father was sitting. Okay. And then Akanksha Mataji, what the curse you said he's going to die by the snake bite. What time do we know when he would die?
After the 7 days.
Very good. After 7 days. So what did he do? What did Parikshit Maharaj do?
So he was listening Bhagavatham.
Very good. So what he did, as soon as he knew, see, he could have easily counteracted that. He could have asked the Lord, he was such a pure devotee of the Lord, he could have just said, Lord, take away this curse out of me. He could have done that, but he never did that. Okay, number one. Two, he could have approached Shamik Rishi and said, your son did this, can you do this? Shamik Rishi was ready to help. But he also did not, because he felt that, it is not right. Right? It is not right because it is providence. It is coming from Krishna himself. Maharaj Parikshit knew that the curse of the Brahmana's son upon him was unjustified, as everyone else knew. But he did not want to counteract it because he knew also about the age of Kali had begun, and that the first symptom of the age, namely degradation of the highly talented Brahmana community, had also begun. So, usually a Brahmana never curses, no matter what. And this was very unjustified. He could have said, hey, hope you lose your Rajya or something happened, but not such a severe punishment as let you die. But what did Parikshit Maharaj understand? That the degradation had started. See, Kali Yuga, you cannot expect right things. Even though you're in the path of Dharma, don't expect Dharma to happen to you. But you still have to do Dharma. Lord will protect us, but don't expect that the environment will do right to you. The environment it's going to get even more worst. And Parikshit Maharaj quickly understood that. And that's why he did not counter curse, or he did not go and ask Krishna or Shamik Rishi for mediation or for mitigating that curse. He accepted it. What he achieved, he did not want to interfere with the current of the time, but he prepared himself to meet death very cheerfully and very properly. You see, this is very important. Death means everybody will get scared. Everybody will get scared, including me, right? Everybody will get scared. But you have to understand that, it is the Lord's will. When we are about to give up our body, it is Krishna only. Then why worry? Living also, we are dependent on Krishna. After death also, we'll be dependent on Krishna. There is no difference for a devotee, isn't it? Being fortunate, he got 7 days to prepare for his death, and the Lord sent him the best association, Sukdev Goswami. See, Parikshit Maharaj was very lucky in a way because he knew that his death is going to come in 7 days. But for us, we don't know the time and day. And that's why we have to do Shravanam, Bhagavata Shravanam, Kirtana, everything every day. Next minute, what happens, we won't know. When it is going to come. If we knew that in 10 years it's going to come, we can lock ourselves and sit and do chanting in Bhagavatam. But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know how much time we have, isn't it? So we have to make use of whatever time we have in the service of the Lord. That is how we have to understand. Points to remember. How many of us get a warning in our lives? How are we preparing? This is one question which came to me when I was reading this particular verse. How are we preparing? See, at least he got 7 days, and his preparation was very well done by Sukadeva Goswami entering his life for the last 7 days. But how are we preparing? What are we doing for ourselves? We have worked very hard. Like our Bhishma Pitamaha says, I worked very hard for Hastinapur, but now I'm going to give up that. I'm going to only think about myself. Right? Like that. We have responsibilities, we have job, we have community, we have society. We've taken care of all those things. When do we take care of ourselves? When I say when do we take care of ourselves, not bodily beauty, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the soul. When do we take care? How do we prepare? Right? We have to start thinking in these lines so that we can prepare. See, death is like an exam. We have to prepare. We have to prepare ourselves for that day. We can't just directly walk into that day. We walked in many lives. We keep on walking into it without preparation, and that's why we are here. But now at least we have to prepare for it. We've been given many chances. Let's not waste this chance and prepare properly. Great devotees, birth is auspicious, death as well. How we celebrate the disappearance days of great souls. See, when many acharyas appear, when they appear, we don't know that they are acharyas. But when they are leaving, then we know and we start celebrating their death day. So, why I say that is Parikshit Maharaj it is a great event of Parikshit Maharaj. It is very glorious death that he had. Why? He gave Bhagavatam to all of us. At this time, if he had not given Bhagavatam, we would be discussing something. Bhagavatam is Krishna only. He gave us Krishna in a way through his death. Both he and his grandfather are glorious. His grandfather Arjuna gave us Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield, and his grandson gave us Bhagavatam, and his son Jaimini gave us Mahabharata. So the entire lineage is great because they are giving us such beautiful scriptures which we can contemplate and come to the realization that they have achieved. Okay? Bhakti process. The Rishi wanted to know how Maharaj Parikshit heard the transcendental knowledge by Sukadeva Goswami. This is what I was saying. How we should listen to Bhagavatam. That is what is given here. Points to remember. Importance is given to listener and preacher as this is one of the most important limbs of Bhakti. Out of the 9 processes of Bhakti, one of the process or some or all can be used to discharge devotional service to the Lord. Who is a symbol of Shravanam? Can anybody tell me who is the epitome of Shravanam? Who did Shravanam excellently? Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj. Why? What is his qualification? This is what we are trying to learn, his qualification. He was so engrossed at the time of death. 7 days and 7 nights, he didn't get up from the place he was sitting. He did not drink water. He did not eat or he did not sleep. 7 days. His attention was complete to what he was hearing. We can't be that, but at least for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever time we hear, we should be very, very attentive. Every word, we should catch it. We should catch it. Only then the transformation of the heart will happen. Otherwise, we will just listen, close the laptop, close the phone, and go about our business. Right? That is it. Who is a symbol for Kirtanam? Sukadeva Goswami. What is his qualification? He is a great transcendentalist. He was born to Vyasadeva only after Vyasadeva prayed to the Lord, saying that I've written Bhagavatam, but I want somebody who can give this Bhagavatam to the world. And that is when Sukadeva Goswami manifested. And when he was born itself, he was a complete renunciant. He was not interested in anything of this world. He didn't want to come out. He said, the minute I come out, I'll be bewildered by this material world. But Maya will catch me. Then the father said, don't worry, son. He says, what does he say? Don't worry, son. I am here. I will protect you. He says, you're already bewildered. You're already caught in Maya because you're saying son. That means you're in bodily connection. I want the person who created Maya to come and tell me that I will not get caught by Maya. Then Krishna had to come, Vishnu had to come and tell him, okay, my Maya will not attack you, please come out. That's how glorious is Sukadeva Goswami then, isn't it? So this is how Shravanam has to be done, and the Kirtanam, who is doing this Kirtanam? We are listening from Sukadeva Goswami only. These words are coming from Sukadeva Goswami only. Although I am sitting and writing and telling you, all these are words of Sukadeva Goswami, which is documented, which is in the scriptures. So we're all listening from him. He is a great devotee. Okay. Secrets of birth of Maharaj Parikshit. Background of Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Yudhishthir ruled the world selflessly with no sense gratification, always engaged in the service of the Lord. Hence the orders under his administration, the parts and parcels of the Lord were all comfortable and made progress. See how Yudhishthir Maharaj did Rajya. I think we've already discussed it in 2 chapters before, where he was very selfless. And everybody under him were making progress in bhakti because he was completely involved in bhakti. He took charge of this, kingdom, only thinking that he is doing a service to the Lord. This kingdom belongs to Krishna and I'm going to serve Krishna. By, he's asking me to take care of it. For his sake, I will take care of it. News about his prosperity rose all the way up to the denizens. Even the demigods were very jealous of how Yudhishthir Maharaj was ruling and how his kingdom was. The opulence of the king was so enchanting that the denizens of heaven aspired for it. But because he was so absorbed in the service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except the Lord's service. For a person who has tasted bhakti, nothing else can be more tasty. Param drishtva nivartante. When you get a higher taste, this lower taste will not entice you anymore. It will not attract you anymore. Right? Points to remember. The hunger of all living entities cannot be satisfied by food alone. Material sense gratification, that is illusion. The liberated souls are only satisfied by engaging in devotional service to the Lord. See, the material things in this world, it may feel like it is satisfying you for a minute or for a half a second. But that hunger is actually of the soul. It is not the hunger of that cannot be satisfied with any opulence of this world, any position of this world, any best thing of this world. You will not be satisfied. There's always, I don't know if you all have felt it, there's always something more that you want, although you have everything. Have you ever felt that? Many of the Maharajas who give classes, they say they were all very successful in their positions. Some were PhDs in America, some were in great positions, but they always felt incomplete. They always felt incomplete. And that is connection to Krishna. Only when you get connected to Krishna will you feel complete. You may not be connected with a strong rope, but just hearing Harikatha, just doing little bit of Kirtan, just doing little bit of chanting, it may not be pure, but still the heart gets, very pacified, very happy. Why? Because that is the true happiness. True happiness is in process of bhakti. It is not in any of the material achievements. That is what it is. examples and realizations from life. How many of you have felt it? You know, I have everything, but I'm still not happy. I'm still not satisfied. There's something missing, right? And that missing thing is a connection to Krishna. What you are missing is a connection to Krishna. Even if there is a very thin line to Krishna, our bhakti is not strong, it is a very thin line to Krishna, it satisfies the heart. That we should understand. Secrets of birth of, we are continuing that. O son of Bhrigu, that is Shaunaka, when the child Parikshit, the great fighter, was in the womb of Mother Uttara and was suffering from the burning heat of the Brahmastra thrown by Ashwatthama, he could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him. Parikshit Maharaj was very, very lucky. We all are born, we've gone through the turmoils of life, kicking of Maya Devi. After a long time, at least I came after a long time to Krishna consciousness. And still I haven't seen Krishna. But Parikshit Maharaj was so lucky that when he was in the womb itself, he had seen Krishna. Isn't that glorious that he saw Krishna even before he was born? Death generally involves remaining in trance for 7 months. Based on the past karma, one enters the womb of a mother by vehicle of father's semen and develops the desired body. Why is that? You get sense organs based on bhoga pravritti. So, after death, you're in a waiting period for some time. Okay? Because based on your desire, the proper womb should get ready. So, you're actually in a trance or you're in the waiting period after death. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, it is 7 months. Sometimes it could be longer, where you get a proper womb. And you actually enter a mother's womb, and based on your desires, if your desire is to eat red meat with blood, you get organs like a lion. Okay? If your thing is that I want to eat all the fruits or all the things and I want to jump from one tree to another, you will become a monkey. Bhoga pravritti, whatever kind of bhoga I have, whatever kind of desire I have, my senses will grow like that. I want to swim. Some people you must have seen, as soon as they see a fish in the aquarium, they'll say, I wish I was a fish. Have you heard that? Don't say that, because you will become a fish in the next generation. Some people look at the birds and say, look, they are flying so nicely. I wish I was like that. Prabhupada always used to condemn when people say that, because somewhere in the subconscious, there is an impression being formed when you say, I wish, I wish, I wish, and you will have to take that birth, you will have to take that birth. That is bhoga pravritti. In the womb of the mother, when the body is getting prepared for your wish to be fulfilled. In Bhagavad Gita, we read, right? There are three things that come into action when you have a wish. One is Jiva Tattva, wishes for something. The Paramatma or the Supreme Personality of Godhead approves it. Prakriti gives you that. Prakriti is trying to give you that kind of sense. Either like a lion, you have a face and jaws like a lion. Prakriti is preparing those jaws for you. Prakriti is preparing those fins for you, or it is preparing that wings for you, because you have that bhoga pravritti, right? When he wakes up from the trance, he realizes the predicament he is in and wants to come out. Sometimes he prays to the Lord for liberation. Sometimes, see the word sometimes. So what is this? See, the Jiva Tattva, when we leave our body, we are in waiting period. Because a proper womb, based on my desire, a womb should get ready. Then the womb gets ready and you enter into that womb. And then all the sense organs will come into play. After that, you wake up from that trance. In the womb of the mother, you wake up. You realize what stupid thing that you have done, where you desired for something. And then you want to get out of that womb. but you can't. And then what do? We hold on to the lotus feet of the Lord. Actually, everybody in the womb of the mother, they hold on to the lotus feet of the Lord and cry out, Krishna, please, I don't want this body. I don't want this body. I want to be with you. It was nice with you. I don't want to come back here. But what happens? The minute you come out, you look at the world and you forget Krishna. You forget to do bhakti. That is what happens. Only in the womb we will remember Krishna. Once we are out of the womb, we forget Krishna. We get bewildered. Looking at the world, we get bewildered. Looking at our own body, we get bewildered. Maharaj Parikshit, while in the womb of his mother, was struck by the Brahmastra released by Ashwatthama, and he was feeling the burning heat. But because he was a devotee of the Lord had once appeared himself within the womb by all his power, by his all-powerful energy, and the child could see that someone else had come to save him. Even in that helpless condition, the child Parikshit endured the unbearable temperature due to his being a great fighter by nature. And for this reason, the word Veera has been used. Matur Garbhagatho Veera. This has been used for Parikshit Maharaj, Veera. The word Veera has been used because that Brahmastra's heat is so strong, it was burning the baby. But still he was able to tolerate that. A Kshatriya, he was a very powerful Kshatriya, and moreover, he was a devotee of the Lord. Look, the Lord entered the womb of Uttara to save his devotee. Why will he not come for us? When you call out in distress, why will he not come? Right? He is ready to cross any barrier. He is ready to go any distance to come and save you. No matter what karma you've done, no matter how bad or I have done, no matter how bad of a situation I am in, no matter how bad of a person I am. But once I call out to Krishna, he will come. He will come. Many people declare you as unfit and unworthy of saving or helping because of your past deeds. But Krishna doesn't see all that. Krishna only sees, oh, they called out my name and I have to go. He doesn't see what you've done previously, how much cheating I have done, how much I've lied to another person. He doesn't see all that. Isn't that great? Points to remember: in whatever condition one is in, the Lord always comes to our rescue. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. A devotee is always assured that Krishna will surely protect him. He was always. That is the greatest assurance, and that is enough for us to perform bhakti. That one statement, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna, no matter what, Krishna will protect me. That one statement is enough assurance and guarantee for us and motivation for us to do bhakti. With that, we can end today. I think it is already time. Hare Krishna, Anil Prabhu, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna to all. I didn't know what the time is, Prabhu.